Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. The next leader of the SNP, and probably the next First Minister of Scotland, is in a bind, really. Because Mary McCallan, the Saturday girl, is also at the moment responsible for housing in Scotland. She is the housing minister. She's been questioned as to why the cost of bureaucracy, red tape, planning delays, etc., is adding an average of £34,000 to the cost of building new homes in Scotland. It's mental. It shouldn't be there. You should be reducing the red tape, allowing builders to get on and actually build. And of course, by reducing the price by £34,000, it'll mean more people can afford to get on the housing ladder, lifting them off the rental market, easing the pressure on the rental market, etc. It's a win-win situation. But of course, the problem with the SNP is they like total control. They want you jumping through hoops. They want to show how important they are by making you do this, do that, jump, and you ask how high on the way up. Because I don't know. I don't know why their mindset is that everything must be controlled centrally from a small office in Holyrood, rather than letting the people out who are experts in the field get on and do their jobs. Because there's no experts, that's for sure. No experts in Holyrood. But the government as a whole has been blasted, and of course it's Mary McCallan's department particularly taking the brunt of the abuse because of this. Humza Yousaf, as one of his last acts as leader, proved how useless he is by cutting 200 million from the affordable housing budget. The SNP then came back last year and said, "Oh, look at us, we're putting 80 million into the affordable housing budget." No. Do you think we're dumb? No. Anyway, he was told when he did it that it would make things worse, and lo and behold, it became much worse than even he could work out. And so they said, "Oh, we must build houses all the time." Well, okay, we're going to reduce planning issues. No, we're going to make them actually quite hard. Oh, and we've got to make a rule that all new houses have to have heat pumps. Nobody will buy them. Yes, no, I know nobody will buy them, but we're still building them. We can say that they're built. No, nobody's going to build them. If you're not selling them, the builders aren't just going to build them on speculation. And so the SNP have had to have a hard lesson in real world politics and real world construction. A builder doesn't build a house and then hope somebody buys it. They look at the market. They see where the market is needed. They work out the price that they think they're going to get away with selling any particular type of house. They divide that into the land that they're buying. They've got everything is planned. Let me tell you, you don't just go, "Oh, there's a bit of land, let's buy it and put some houses up." You've got to work out what your housing density is, what your house types are, what your costs are to build the house, materials, manpower, maintenance, then adding in things like, connection to the grid, connection to the gas, connection to the water, connection to the sewage. You've got to look at road infrastructure. Is it all internal? Are you tagging onto an existing road? Do you have to build the existing road? There are so many things. You then divide that by the footprint of each house, because each house will have a square footage. So you know the total cost of that site will be X. So you know the total cost of each house will be Y, because it's X divided by the total square footage of the... we do use meterage now, but you know what I mean. Of the site divided by, and then multiplied up and weighted by of each house. So you know the build cost of each house. You know if you add on the profit you want to make on each house, they say, right, that's how much it's going to cost in total. That's how much we're going to bid for the land. And that's how you do it. And you know in advance to the penny how much stuff costs. You know how much you're going to make. And short of something major happening, you're usually pretty good. I used to say that I would be within 1 or 2% of target. If I went 1 or 2% over, we got a very good bonus. Nice. But you didn't get a loss if you went under, It was carried forward. This is the thing. We used to get Christmas bonuses in like £10,000 Christmas bonus. Don't get that, anywhere else. Don't get that working in an office. Well, you do if the office is in the construction company. But, that was how it was. We could earn a lot by being efficient and good. But we knew our game. But these people haven't got a clue. And they're going, oh, well, let's put planning on here. Let's put some things on there. Oh, you have to register this. Builders aren't going to build things that people ain't going to buy. Unfortunately, the SNP don't understand that, which is why there's a housing crisis. And it's coming back to bite her. She's hapless, she's useless, and she's going to be the next leader of the party. So, no surprise there. Do you know last year there was only 14,000 houses built in the whole of Scotland? 14,000. 12 of those were started by the private sector, and 2 by the social sector. You could build 14,000 houses in Glasgow and it wouldn't sort out Glasgow's housing problem. But that, I'm afraid, is what happens when you vote for a control-freakery party like the SNP. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry to have waffled on a bit there, but at least now you know how complex it is when you buy land. Bye.